Alright everybody, so I've been driving around with the NGM headers installed for about a week now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right off the bat. Honestly, it is way too loud right now. When I say way too loud, I don't mean that I don't like how it sounds. Like cold starts, full throttle, and idle sounds so sick, but for normal driving, mainly in between 2 to 3K RPMs, the drone and rasp is actually too much to handle. Now, if I didn't have the ISR race exhaust, it would probably sound a whole lot better, because as of right now, my car is fully straight piped. And I thought that I wanted my car fully straight piped, but after hearing it, like, in this being my daily driver, it's honestly too much. So if you have the ISR race exhaust with test pipes, or a muffler delete with test pipes, and then you install headers on the car, catless headers, any catless headers, not even only the NGM ones, the drone is just too much, in my opinion anyway. But now that you guys know a little bit about these headers and how I feel about them, let's go ahead and take a listen to what the car sounds like now. We'll start this off with a warm start and some revs. When you rev this thing up now, it sounds so mean. Like, it's ridiculous, man. But now that you guys have heard some revs, let's go ahead and go on a little POV drive, do some wide open throttle. I'm going to show you guys the drone and all the different weird noises that this car makes now and all the different RPM ranges. And then hopefully you guys will be able to decide if headers are too loud or just right for what you want. All right, let's go ahead and throw it in drive over to sport mode. And now we're going to put it in paddle mode. And just listen to the drone, man. Like, taking off in between 2 to 3,000 and just getting up to speed is just ridiculous now. Like, I don't even know if you guys can hear me over the drone. Like, that is just too much for daily driving, in my opinion. Like, the drone is just ridiculous, man. I would have never imagined it would be that bad now. And also, when you let off the gas, I don't know if you guys just heard that little noise that it makes, but when you let off it like, I don't even know, man. It just makes this new, very weird sound. It's only right around 2,000 when you let off. I have no idea what that noise is. It just does not sound good in my opinion. More drone, I guess. Cannot do that, man. It is so loud. Like, really, once you get past 2,500 RPMs, like in between 2,500 and 3,000, the drone is just deafening. Like, look, down to third, down to second. Driving in the car right now because it sounds like that. Like, that really just, it just hurts me to listen to that noise, basically. Like, I gotta do something about it. One thing I can't complain at all about, though, is how much the car pops now. Like, you get the RPMs to around 2,000 and just feather the gas, like, not enough to make the car move, but enough to barely make the RPMs jump up, and it will just pop like 9 out of 10 times. So, about 2,000, tap it. Didn't do it that time, of course. Tap it again. Little one, another little one, tap the gas, a few little ones, tap it. Of course, I can't really get any good ones because I'm trying to show you guys right now, but normally when it's around 2,000 RPMs, you tap that gas and it shoots fire, it sounds like, at the pack. Like, there was a pretty good one. There was some nice ones. Pretty much whenever you hear that weird like that vibrating sound, that droney sound, if you tap the gas just barely right around there, that's when it pops really nice. Nice one. So now let's do some full throttle pulls here. I got it in first gear in manual mode, and we're gonna send it. It is ridiculous now. Like, it will actually make your ears ring. Like, every time I put my foot all the way down, it just blows me away, man. I cannot believe that. Oh, man. We'll bust out another little full send right here. All right. this thing is just, it's ridiculous. Under full throttle, it sounds so good in my opinion. Like, it just screams, man. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice little roll here. Roll into it. Like, this thing is just bad now. Like, this thing is actually insane, man. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. I honestly thought I was about to get pulled over. I don't know if you guys can see that car driving down there, but that is a cop car, and he definitely heard everything I was just doing. Wait, I mean, that wasn't me, actually. I heard it, though, and it sounded pretty cool. And also, I forgot to mention that there's some pretty bad drone at about 1750 RPMs. Like, I'm just gonna have to let you guys try and listen to it, because, man, it's something. Like that, kinda. I'm not going fast enough to necessarily make it happen yet. Hold on. But that drone is just ridiculous. I can't even hear myself right now, man. Like, I've got to do something about that. I cannot stand that. Oh my god. Let me see if I can show you guys the other drone though now. See if I can get it to happen going up a hill. Right there. That noise, like, it's just like this choppy, just weird droney sound, man, and it's also just too much to deal with on a daily basis. All right, now that you guys have gotten to basically hear the car in every range of the RPM, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the price, because in the last video I told you guys how much the headers themselves cost, but I did not tell you guys how much the shop charged me to install them. So like I said, the headers cost about $575 after shipping, and then the shop quoted me $550 for the install. I was like, okay, you know what, I don't think I could do this for myself by putting this thing up on ramps, because first off, this thing won't even get up on ramps. So I took it to the shop. However, it actually came out to be $482 instead of $550. So it was about $70 cheaper than what they originally quoted me. So in total, I paid about $1,032 to get the header shipped to me and installed, which is not that bad of a price, honestly. But at the same time, it's definitely not cheap. So now that you guys know how much the headers cost, let's go ahead and talk about some positives and some negatives of installing these things. Starting out with the positives, there's really only one main positive thing about putting the headers on, and that is that if you plan on tuning, they'll help you get the most out of the tune. Hint, hint. But that's really the only main benefit though. I mean, I guess if you want your car louder, way louder, you could benefit from getting them. But really, the main thing is, if you plan on tuning, you should get headers first if you want to squeeze as much power out of your car as possible. Now let's go ahead and talk about the negatives. The first downside is you will get a check engine light with catless headers no matter what, unless you either A, tune the car, B, put some defowlers on the car, or C, relocate the O2 sensors. The second negative thing is the car will no longer pass emissions. So if you guys live in a state where you're required to pass emissions, the rest is up to you guys. And the third and final downside of installing the headers is the fumes you will always smell every time you drive the car now. Now that there's no cats on the car, you can smell the exhaust. Like, you can't really smell it when you're driving. When you sit at a red light, when you sit at a stop sign, when you just start the car, or if you're behind the car, if you're just sitting in the car, idle basically, you can smell the fumes coming from the exhaust. It's not an overwhelming smell, especially not when you're moving. As long as you're moving, you can't really smell anything. It's just normal. But I figured I would mention it because if you've been driving the car for like an hour or two and you get out, your clothes and your hair and everything smells like exhaust fumes. But yeah, that is really all the positives and negatives of the NGM headers. Now for the final verdict, do I think it is worth it to get the NGM headers, or just really any catless headers in general? Well, I guess it really all just comes down to what are your goals for this car. Now obviously I'm trying to go full bolt on and then the tune and just make this thing as fast as possible. So if you're trying to go that route, the headers are definitely worth it. But besides that, I mean, I don't know, man. If you're just trying to get your car way louder, you could just get rid of the secondary cats and straight pipe the rest of the car, or get yourself an ISR race exhaust and some test pipes or something like that, and it will also be extremely loud. Because honestly, in my opinion, like I said, with this current setup, a full straight pipe, it is just way too loud, man. But yeah, that is really going to wrap it up for this one, everybody. I just wanted to give you guys the rundown on these headers and to try to give you you guys an idea of what it's like to have these things installed on your car, because man, it is definitely the biggest mod that I've installed so far. It completely changes the car. If you have a straight pipe setup right now, I would recommend changing that up a little bit before installing these, or if you just want to go def, then go ahead and go for the headers with the full straight pipe. There's just a few more things I want to touch on real quick before we completely end this video. The first being, now that these headers are installed, the car like shakes at idle like a V8 kind of, like you can just feel the whole car wobble a little bit, and it feels really cool, man, honestly. The next thing is also with the headers in the full straight pipe system I have right now, the car feels kind of weird without any back pressure. Like it just, like, I don't know how to describe it, man, besides the fact that it really feels weird sometimes when you're giving it gas and you're not letting off or anything, and you're just foot to the floor, well, just foot on the gas, like it'll pop while you're giving it gas, and it just makes this weird little thing, and I couldn't really get it on video. But yeah, that's another little strange thing that will probably occur if you have a full straight pipe, because I did not experience that at all before I had these headers installed. And then the last thing I want to touch on real quick is, in the last video you guys said that I should probably get some resonators or some custom mufflers installed or something like that, and I 100% agree. I think though the route that I want to go as of right now is to get a new catback, but I'm not exactly sure which one. So you guys let me know down in the comments below, which catback should I pick up for the Genesis Coupe. But yeah, like I said, that is really going to wrap it up for this one, everybody. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to drop a like and subscribe. Peace out. I will see you guys in the next one.